projects first to start the code today.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. Um, um, so I'm trying to show the PPT now, but
Mhm.
I'm not sure if it's working.
Are you able to share it on the screen?
Yeah, I'm trying now.
Okay.
Didn't see it's working. Um, Sorry, just to make sure. Did I got permission to show my screen on this call?
Yeah, you need permission? Okay, hold on. I think if I make you co-host, you should have an option. Confirm. All right, I just made you co-host, so you should have the option to share now.
Okay. Um, yeah, so it's on screen now. Okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah. Okay. So for our project, it's mainly about career exploration, and I think you joined in one international conference on Sunday, right? And and our mission would be focused on high school students in Taiwan. So this is what it's mainly about. And we're uh, uh, Ministry of Education from Taiwan funded project. And
Hmm.
today, Qiming is with us, and I'm Chai-Ying. And this project mainly uh, grown from my experience and background because I used to studying education when I was in universities. And we discovered that the challenges and career exploration,
Hmm.
like the database from OECD, PISA, it finds out that the socioeconomically advantaged students access more career information, like 1.2 to 1.7 more than those in a relative group. So there's a resource gap. And from PIAC Research Insight, they found out that earlier career guidance is significantly boost students when they are joint and long-term internship employment. And
Hmm.
also in Taiwan, a survey from Human Resources Bank in 2025, they found out that 72% of students are lack of motivation in high school, and 63% are insufficient about self-awareness, and 53% are heavily influenced by peers.
Hmm.
And so we also did a small survey in the domain, and the sample size is 7. And students' career information resources are mainly from school counselors and also social media.
Hmm.
And when talking about the awareness of professional guidance, 57% are unaware of professional guidance.
Mm-hmm.
and only a few knows how to find their way to help with their own career exploration. And also on holiday and weekend activities, most of them just stay at home and spend time on phone. So that's what we find out. Maybe they can use their time better so they can boost their career exploration and find a support in community-centered base.
Mm-hmm.
This is our project overview mm, to build a sustainable education community and enabling this diverse career imagination, especially in our hometown inland rural areas. So the idea would be from passive advancement to active life exploration.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the problem and solution. The solution would be the educational theories, yeah, like experiential learning circle, and also lots of uh, OID focused conversation method, like from how you feel and to grow your action.
Mm-hmm.
You just reflect what you think about, so you can grow your own ideas about career exploration to learning by doing. So our action would be mainly focusing on workshops or camps, and it would be a community centered because um, students might not be able to move so far away from their home,
Mm-hmm.
especially in rural areas, and they still need to get their parents' permission if they want to move around also. And also we study about Taiwan's policy about in education domain, like autonomous learning and experimental learning act, like what can be aligned with this project. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So um so these are the three ideas to drive the internal intention and to connect the local community and also to fill a gap, especially to provide the opportunity to create a diverse learning portfolio, like what EPL big picture learning schools do, like
Mm-hmm.
connect them with local seniors, local professions,
Mm-hmm.
so they can get a hands-on internship,
Mm-hmm.
like whether they are in school or out of school. And the ideas we are trying to connect would be community colleges and youth gathering points in the domain. So it would be community centered. The first one would be a live learning platform, like supported by the government, but also held by local. And they create a live learning platform not only for the seniors and the adults. We are thinking about maybe the teenagers could also use a
Mm-hmm.
resource to boost
Mm-hmm.
their career exploration. And also for youth gathering point that connects the youth entrepreneurship resources, especially focus in local. And so it would be a potential case study, like bringing the career exploration together for the teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's already working now, but not that not that um extensive investment. I don't know. So these
No,
are the
that makes
ideas.
sense.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It's mainly our ideas here. So our question would be because we haven't started this project yet. So how will big picture learning think about this project? Like
Mm-hmm.
many focusing on our internship or a community centered uh, hands-on experience for teenagers and also create their own portfolio. Yeah, we are trying to learning from international organizations. Yeah,
Well, I love what I'm hearing, Chia Jing. Um, I'll say too, and I just want to introduce myself. Is it Ki Ming as well? Am I saying that right? Or is it Zhang? I don't know what your first name is.
yeah. That's our nom, like prenom nom, and Chiming is prenom. Yeah,
Chi Ming?
just say hello.
Hi,
Yeah,
how are you? Um, I'm very honored to meet the both of you. I am loving what I'm hearing right now. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna repeat what I heard, so you
yeah.
can let me know if I understand your project well.
Okay.
And essentially, what I'm hearing is either you're focusing on the rural community, correct?
The role of community.
Yeah, the rural community, like the young people of the rural community. That's the community you are focusing on for this
Yeah,
project.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And part of the challenge in a rural community is there isn't a lot of industry in the rural community. There's not a lot of businesses in the rural community. Am I correct?
And some think so, but some don't. Yeah,
Oh, okay. So you do have businesses, you do have different industries in the rural community.
yeah. Like some factories are running, and
Uh-huh.
also, yeah, and some school-based and studies,
Mm-hmm.
research,
Mm-hmm.
and the industry are funding,
Mm-hmm.
fostering. Yeah,
Oh, got it. Got it. Okay. Well, very similarly in the United States, I do know in our rural communities where our students are, there aren't a lot of industry besides like agriculture is one of the main ones. Advanced manufacturing is another one. But there aren't a lot of industries. There's not a lot of businesses. So when we think about young people going out to learn and understanding the different careers, there's just a lot of limited options in the rural community. So I'm making the assumption maybe that's very similar to you, and this is why you want to focus on it because you want to expose young people to the different careers that there are out there, correct?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I really think you're going about it the right way. Um, I a couple of things as far as from big picture in the United States and also around the world. Um, the why is very, very important. Like, why do all this, right?
yeah,
So you want to expose your young people to the different industries, correct? The different careers,
yeah.
right?
To expose.
Yeah. And so the question I'm asking is why? Why is that important?
Um, because for grading, like from elementary school to all the way up to community, to colleges or universities.
Hmm.
Um, Most of Taiwan's senior or home families are not familiar with the concept of gap year or the explore time
Hmm.
that student would need.
Hmm.
And and our grades are also so important when they want to apply for a good school that they prefer to. Like the school would matters what subject they
Yeah.
could major in universities,
Yeah.
and and mm, in our ages, like lawyers, doctors, and also teachers. would be the um, priorities. Like
Hmm.
the family would like you to choose, especially when you are the student with uh, good academic performance.
Hmm.
And so the why would be some students might not have the good academic performance, but they also want to look for good fortune. And
Hmm.
the other why would be um, if they don't like these ideas of career, then what could they do? And also, the world is changing, especially with the artificial intelligence, I
Hmm.
guess.
Hmm.
So, so the industry is turning in this concept, and um, there are concepts that creativity will matters, and the idea of problem solving will be way more important than just focusing on academic. So the why would be how to help students find their intention to like to start the lifelong learning. And teachers in Taiwan used to say that they find students more active and uh, more more participation
Hmm.
in platform based or project based classes.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
so why don't we just try to explore it to make it um, more popular,
Hmm.
more seen in class? That's what we're thinking about. But when focusing in rural areas, sometimes the shortage of students, the shortage of teachers is also familiar. And so we are thinking if we can do that instead of asking uh, the workers like teachers or the workers in administration
Hmm. That
instead of
makes
asking others to do. Maybe we can just start it to do it by our own, on our own, by
hmm.
ourselves. Yeah. So that would be the main focus.
I love that. I love
Okay.
it. I love it. And the reason why I asked you around the why is because all of us, every single one of us, me, you, um, Ki Ming, who's on here too, we all have a purpose in life. Meaning, like at Big Picture and myself personally, I believe that we were all given gifts and there is a purpose for all of us. So, the ultimate why for Big Picture is to help young people discover what their purpose is, what they want to do, right? And how they contribute in this world and
Yeah.
have them live a life of purpose. Like that is the ultimate why for us at Big Picture Learning. We're trying to help our young people understand what their purpose is in this world. And the career is just part of the purpose for them. And so this is why we focus so heavily in the kindergarten to 12th grade in the United States. That's our system, K-12. We focus on giving them experiences and exposing to them around all these different careers because what we want to do is we want to align all the different careers to what they themselves come with regards to their purpose. So that's our why. So whether you're in the rural community, whether you're in the urban community, whether you're in the suburban community, it's all the same in the sense of every young person needs to figure out what their purpose is in life. What are they meant to do? Why are they here? Right? Like
Yeah.
we all need to answer that question in our lifetime. Like we just don't want our kids to just go to work. going to work is important, but why are you going to work? You know what I'm saying? Like anybody could get a job, right? You could work any job, but is this something that is connected to your purpose, why you're here? So that's really, really important to us and why we do this and expose young people to all these different careers is because we want them to find a career that aligns with their purpose. So I just want to share that with you because at big picture, this is why we do everything that we do in our design. So everything that you said, I think is important to let people know to start with your why. And I think after that, everything else you said is so powerful because based on your, affluence, meaning like your socioeconomic background, certain communities do have more exposure to different careers, right? You cited that in your research, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so for us in the United States, that's inequity because young people should not have an opportunity just because of their socioeconomic stance, right? And so I 100% agree with you. I love what you're thinking about. I also love the fact that you want to make this intergenerational, like some co-learning. I think that is absolutely wonderful in leveraging the elders in your community as part of the learning ecosystem that you're trying to build here. I think that's absolutely wonderful. I think so. This is what I'll share with you. I think a couple of things. I think lifting up Taiwan and talk about like the emerging industries in your economy is important to bring awareness to your young people. What you're saying to me is real. Like some of them may never leave the rural community, right?
Yeah.
Some of them just may never have that opportunity. But that doesn't mean that they shouldn't know what are some of the largest industries coming out of Taiwan right now, you know? So part of this is making sure that your community is aware of where the jobs are going to be 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. So if you have a young person that, is 8 years old, 10 years old, that they know no matter where their life goes, that they understand that these are the different industries that are going to have jobs in the future, right? So part of your responsibility is that as well, to let them know that this is where Taiwan is going to be in the future. And these are the industries that are going to be really, really big in Taiwan. So that's one. That's just the exposure side. The other work that you have to do is now you have to get local. So then in your community, in this rural community, what are the emerging industries that are there in the rural community? Then you bring it down to the local context because this is everything we do at Big Picture Schools. We talk about the local side as well. So that's really, really important. And I think you said that as well. Then for us, it's just like, how do you help young people? Um, how do you expose them to all these different industries locally and non-locally, through authentic experiences? But then also, how do you get a chance for them to look within themselves to find out what their purpose is? And that's the work within schools. Um, to really set up experiences that can really give them an opportunity to experience their strengths and what their gifts are. So we do it a multitude of ways. Internships is just one way that we do it in the schools in the U.S. Um, but young people could learn that through volunteering. They can learn that through community service. They can learn that through service learning projects. They can become an apprentice, right? They could go to the community college, the local community college. They could get that as well. There's a multitude of ways. But at big picture, the most important thing is what are your students' interests? So in our design, we call it interest-driven learning. So if you ask your young people right now, what do they do outside of school? They'll tell you they're doing something that really interests them, right? Some young people are into anime, some young people are into sports, some young people are into fashion design, some young people are in writing. They're doing something that really, really interests them, right? So,
Yeah.
so for us, what we're trying to do is leverage that interest and then build learning around that. So the first thing that we do is we try to identify what that interest is. So that's what we do at a big picture school. Then, once we know what they're interested in, then we try to find local experts who share that interest. So if it was a young person who just loves anime, right? I love anime. I love everything about anime. We try to
Mm.
find someone in the local community that is an expert in anime, right? And then what we try to do after that, after we identify that, we try to design a real world learning experience to connect that professional with the student, and hence the internship and what we were talking about, right? And then once that expert connects with the student, then the question is, what is the student doing to develop their skills around this interest? Like, what projects are they working on to develop and go deeper in this interest? And that's where the interest-driven project-based learning happens. Like, that's where every young person at a real-world learning site is working on a project that they're really excited about that is real. So, for instance, I'll give you an example. Um,
Okay.
it's not just about doing an assignment, right?
Yeah.
They could get traditional assignments in their traditional school. What we're talking about is, let's just say a young person is interning with an anime artist in the local community. Let's just say that, right? Um, Part of he or she developing the skills is the actual ability to draw the cartoon figures in anime style, correct? And
Yes.
so, and so this young person meeting the professional standard with an anime artist, this anime artist is say like, hey, I have a project I'm working on with this client. I have to deliver on this episode as, our cartoonist or whatever. Would you be willing to help me? And so now their project is doing the work that their mentors would do, and they're learning how to do that, and the main thing that we try to say is whatever work that they're doing, it has to be authentic to the field. It has to be authentic to the industry. It has to be authentic. It's not make believe. We're not talking about them one day designing an anime cartoon. We're talking about right now, as you're being mentored by this expert, you're drawing anime with this expert, and this expert is guiding you every step of the way to help you develop your skills. And essentially, that's what we do at our big picture schools. And so, what I want to say now that I shared a little bit as far as what we do and how we design learning within our schools, what you just shared with me around the rural community is real. Um, they don't have, in rural communities, they don't have the same opportunities as the urban communities, right?
Yeah.
With the different businesses and opportunities, et cetera. So we go about it a couple of different ways. So to your point, what you just lifted up already as far as leveraging the elders in your community, beautiful. If you could get community partners that could come to the school and do projects in the school, that's wonderful. That's still authentic. That's still real world. So for instance, I'll give you an example.
Mm.
A young person is really, really interested in organic farming, right?
Yeah.
Very, very interested in organic farming. Yeah. We don't have any organic farms near my rural school. However, there is a farmer a little while away that we connected, and we said, hey, I have a young person that's very, very interested. We're going to have problems transporting this young person to you. Would you be willing to come to our school and lead a project in building our own organic farm on the school site? And so now the learning is happening on the school, and we could engage with more students because it's on the school site. And now you have a mentor and a community partner that's working with the school. So essentially, that is what we're doing more of. in our rural schools, we're asking like regional partners to come to the school to lead real world projects with our students because our students aren't able to sort of leave the rural community. So that's one thing that we're doing. The other thing that we're doing is we're doing online internships. Yeah, so when the pandemic happened and we all had to go online and young people couldn't go to their internships, we eventually went virtual. And so, based on their internships, based on their responsibilities, based on their mentors, the mentors created projects that young people could work on. And they would set up meetings that they would work offline, but then they would meet with their mentors. And so they would still be doing this internship, but it's all virtual. And in a rural community, that may be an option to get a young person connected to an adult mentor, maybe in the city. They're not in the rural community, but they can connect with them virtually. If you have, do you have like I'm assuming since you're connecting me with Zoom right now that you do have the community has Wi-Fi
Yes,
and
of course.
connection. Yeah, okay, okay. I didn't want to make that assumption. Um, so I think between those two, well, the three, one option is getting all of the elders involved, the elders who are in different, industries and have expertise, getting them involved in the learning process within the community. I think that's very important. I think exposing young people to all the different industries are important. So even where Taiwan stands in the world as far as the different things within your economy, all the way down to the local level, the young people need to know about that. Then then I think it's partnering with folks who are willing to come to your community and lead projects with your young people. And then additionally, with the Wi-Fi, I think it's really important, or just with internet connectivity, to figure out if young people could do like internships online and see what those. So what you're trying to build is a portfolio of options that your young people can engage in to learn more about all these different career. And once they know and are exposed, then you are trying to build up authentic learning experiences. Um, so yeah, I love what you're doing with the workshops and what you're going to provide. Um, I think I think that's a wonderful, wonderful idea. And can I just ask you a question quickly?
Yeah,
As far as like how to engage with the young people, so are you thinking about what you're offering during the gap year, like after they graduate high school? Is that what you're thinking?
actually, we are thinking holding this project on their like summer vacation or maybe on weekends
Mm-hmm.
because right now it can be a school-based project.
Mm-hmm.
We're we're just like also our students aren't I don't know, and the source of our students aren't for sure right now. Uh,
Say that again, please. I couldn't hear you.
yeah, uh, we are not sure about where our students would come from right now, like which school or which community, but it
Mhm.
should be held on weekends or maybe on vacation because
And
right now it is not a school base.
and are you focusing on a certain age level of students, or you want all students?
Yeah, high school students, especially in their 15, 18.
Okay. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So you said vacation time, holiday, and on the weekends, you're looking to offer these experiences to the 15-year-olds and up, really in high school.
Yeah. So yeah, it's mainly about
And who's funding your program? Is the government funding your program?
yeah.
Oh, that's
Uh,
that's that's wonderful. No, I mean, part of any great idea is just like how you're going to get the funding to sort of deliver on it. Um, So I was just curious how you're going to get the funding. No, it's a Chia Ying, it sounds amazing. It sounds like your why is very, very strong to me. I think it's very important to help young people. Um, I think it's very important for young people to know what the different careers are. I think it's very, very important. But I think a higher purpose for me is purpose. Like, why are you here? You are put on this earth for a reason. And helping young people know what that reason is, I think is the ultimate sort of what we're going for. And the career is just one of the reasons why they're here. And so we want to make sure that they live a life of purpose. Because between you and me, Chiajing, like even in the United States, just like I shared with you, I could get a job anywhere, and um I could work until I'm gone, one day. But that's not living. Like we really want our young people to know that they're here for a reason. Know that, like for instance, I'll give you an example. For me, I know that my purpose is service. To make this world a better place, my purpose is to serve other people specifically. And then if you drill it down a little bit more, my purpose is to support other young people in finding their purpose. So when I get up every morning, I know why I'm here. So this isn't a job to me. This is something much deeper to me than getting a paycheck for. Like this is what I was meant to do, and this is so, so personal to me and so, so important to me that even if I wasn't getting paid, I'd do something similar to this because I know that this is my purpose. So we can talk about what that means as a human being when you're living your life of purpose. We can talk about like how you get up, how you manage stress, how you show up every single day, how you develop as a learner, how you contribute to society. Like there's so many like benefits to living a life of purpose as opposed to just like getting a job. So I'm talking way too much. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I get excited about this, but I'm curious if you have any other questions for like from the big picture side of things that you may want to know. Because I'd love to answer any questions that you may have.
Okay. How do you keep the curiosity and creativity in all your works you do and also find them in your students? Like,
Yeah.
if they forget about it, how do you find it? How do you help with them?
How do you help them? I
Yeah.
think this is what we do. Like our main teaching strategy is one kid at a time, one student at a time. And we try to tap into their strengths. So whatever they're good at, we're trying to build on that. So one of the first things that you as the adult, how do you identify what the students are really good at? Who are they as learners? How do they learn best? Right? So those are just some of the strategies that we use ahead of time to sort of think about who is this young person in front of me? What are their gifts and talents? And what is the best way that I can help you as a learner? So that's like the data that we try to gather before we even work with the kids. Like we want to know who they are in this world and we want to know their strengths. The curiosity and creativity, I think there's a multitude of ways with which you can engage with that. The curiosity is really because there's a continuum here, right?
Yeah.
And there, it's not a linear pathway, meaning it's left to right. This one, it's not chronological. It's all mixed up. So there's a couple of things, right? There's curiosities, there's interests, there's passions, and then there's purpose. Purpose is like the ultimate goal of just like knowing why you're here. Passions is like something that you're really, really, really interested in.
Mhm.
Interests are all the different things that you're exploring. And curiosity is just like all the questions you have in this world and that you run into it, and you're just curious about. So if you were to look at that, what are the experiences that you can give and provide to young people. So if it's curiosities, what do they want to know? So if you develop your curriculum centered around what young people are genuinely interested in, that's how you cultivate their curiosity. When you ask them, like, what are the things that you're curious about? Now, depending on the age, and your young people at 15 years old, I don't know the Taiwan school system, but the United States school system is also very, very traditional. And when young people come to us from kindergarten to eighth grade, they've never been asked, what are you interested in? So when you ask this 15-year-old, what are you interested in? They're going to have a hard time answering that question because that's not something that they get asked all the time. And on top of that, they're very, very used to, or they've been trained to say, I'm adult. I know what's best for you. You're interested in this because I'm telling you you're interested in this. Like that's what they're used to. Do you see that in your community or no?
I think it's more like um, it's more promising future in this way.
Hmm.
It's more stable, and I have no choice, so maybe you don't have also. It's more
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah, very much so. That's similar as well in the US. And so literally what you are doing, you are transforming the entire learning paradigm within your country. I want you to know that. Just by centering it around curiosities and interests, you are literally flipping the education system on its head. So
Mhm.
what you have got to anticipate is young people needing some time to understand what you're asking them and needing experiences to work through that because they are going to have to unlearn the 8 years that they've been trained to sit down. I'm going to tell you what you're interested in. I didn't have any options, so I'm not giving you any options, of a school system. So that's all they know. So you have to figure out like how do I help this person who all they've ever known in their childhood is adults telling them what they need to know and how they should learn. Um, so how you foster their curiosity is continually asking them questions. Um, I think that's one of the fundamental things that you can do as part of your approach to working with the kids. Now, for a lot of the young people, when they come to a place and they're just like, I don't know, like as a 15-year-old, we have them too in the United States. You ask them, what are you interested in? What are you curious about? And they say, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. Then part of your responsibility is you doing your research. What are the children of your community really, really interested in right now?
Um, so when you find a profession for students, do you already connect like 1 to 10 students that all are interested about this topic or this specific profession? Do
Yeah,
you?
well, to
Yeah.
start off, so this is how we do it when we introduce young people to this style of learning, like around your curiosities, creativity, interests. Um, you survey the students around the things that they're interested in and what they want to know.
Mm.
So that's one of the first things is you create a survey that they can fill out, and they'll let you know like what they're interested in, right? And
Yeah.
even if they say, I don't know, that's still data for you to figure out. So then what we do is we go into the community and find community partners who will work with our kids. And we'll send small groups of young people to these different community partners. Or these community partners come to our schools and work with these group of kids.
So to ask the kids questions first would be the first step, and the second would be going to the professions.
Yeah, that's the third part. I would say the second part, after you ask the students what they're interested in, Then you
Yeah.
aggregate the data to take a look at what are the different interests you have in your community and what industries they fall in. So you have to analyze that data to say, like, okay, 20% of our students are really interested in the arts. 15% are really interested in entrepreneurship. 20% are really interested in, I don't know, architecture, whatever it is. So once you have that data, now you and your community can really try to find the organizations or the professionals to connect with your students.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Got it.
yeah, and to start off, you do small groups. You bring the small groups together. But the ultimate goal is like for us, like our students are 13, 14 when they come to us in high school and they have ninth grade and they have 4 years of high school, ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th, right? That's our system. Um, by the 12th grade, before they graduate, they would be at an individual internship. But when they start off in the ninth and 10th grade, they're doing large or small group internships. So they get to experience because if you get a young person that says, I don't know, I don't know, every time you ask them, I don't know, part
Yeah.
of your responsibility is you have to expose them. So you're just like, okay, that's okay that you don't know. But for this entire year, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you many experiences of all these different industries. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
then you have to figure out like what that experience looks like. Is it them going out for a couple hours? Is it them doing a project inside the school? Is it the mentors and partners coming to the school, you know? So then that's what we do. In the US, we call that service learning projects. So let me give you an example of a service learning project at one of our schools. Um, so in the US, um, we have something called food pantries. So for the young people who are on the poverty line or below the poverty line and don't have access to nutritious foods, we have community food pantries where they give food for free
Yeah.
to communities, right? In these food pantries, the young people go in small groups and do community service at these food pantries. So at these food pantries, food comes in, they need to be processed, they need to be organized, they need to be put together, then they need to be handed out, then they need to be packaged, and they need to be handed out. Some of the places they cook the food and they hand it out as well. Our young people are involved with all of that. They get to be a part of that as community service at the food pantry, right? So
Yeah.
that's the community service side. But then when they come back in the school, now their English teacher, their math teacher, their history teacher, and their science teacher all come together. And based on this real world learning of a food pantry, how can we connect all these different disciplines in a project, right? So if you think about communications, about reading, writing, presenting, what can a young person write about when it comes to this food pantry, right? Can they write about organic and inorganic food production? Can they write about food waste? Can they write about why are there food deserts in this world? Why are people in poverty in our community and don't have access? So they can write about that, right? From the history and side, that's where all the research comes in, right? So based on their project, they're doing research, and that's the historical context side. The science side, when it comes to nutritious food and the body, now in science class, they're studying the impact of organic food versus inorganic food, food nutrition inside their body, right? Mathematically, like how much do we waste food in our society every single day? And like what is the food costs? And like what is marketing when it comes to food? So what I'm trying to share is you have the real world experience that they're volunteering at the food pantry, and that's the authentic learning. But then in school, they're working in a connected interdisciplinary way around a project that's connected to that experience. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, your students at 15, we try to have like a bunch of projects like that with community partners that they can engage in to start off. And that's the exposure side. We're really trying to expose them to the different opportunities that are in the community and the different industries as well. So that's one way of doing it. And then, we have curriculum that with the projects that we do with kids as well. So that's part of it as well. Um, yeah.
Okay.
When is
Yeah.
what is your timeline for your program? Like
Timeline.
when do you
Um,
plan on starting?
it would be about starting like September to October.
Hmm.
It would be landed in like the community.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
And so right now it's gonna be just on holiday and just on the weekends right now. It's not during the school day. It's not after school.
Yeah. Um, because we're not sure how teachers in schools will think about this project,
Hmm.
and it take time to communicate with all of them. So just thinking about like take the students out, like who are interested in this project could join in.
Hmm.
Yeah. And for the data, maybe we can make some sheets online so they can students can try to answer the question and we will get the data also
Yeah.
through this way.
Yeah.
Uh, maybe some challenges for them to apply to attend optionally. Yeah, the thinking.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful what the journey that you're on now and what you want to do.
Yeah.
We definitely support you. This is really, really important work that you're engaged in right now. And Chad Ying, what's your role right now? Like what's your are you with the Ministry of Education or are you like what's your title?
It should be a project based, like young adults could apply for this project. And
Hmm.
Jimmy is also studying university right now. So we
Oh.
form a group and apply for this Young Fly project that's held by Ministry of Education. That uh, it is called is Development Administration part.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I love
that
it.
yeah.
And
So
do you envision in being an educator one day?
I used to work like a administrative worker.
Hmm.
Yeah, um, never used never used to be a teacher for such a long time, like for years. No, but
Hmm.
I joined some programs like
Okay.
to be a yeah role as a teacher or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Well, this seems like something very important to you. And I can say on behalf of your young people, I think it's very important to them to experience this when I think about being ready for the future.
yeah,
I think, it's beyond the core academics that they need to be ready for. I think they do have to really look within themselves and see what their purpose is and being exposed to that. And then getting the real authentic experiences. So, however I can be helpful, my friend, you have my email.
okay,
I would love to stay connected, as your project goes. If you need support in any way, please let me know. And if I'm available, I'll be there. If I'm not, if you need resources or anything like that, please just let me know. I'd be super excited. And if you need me anyways, as like a veteran educator to talk to other educators, if you need me to do a presentation to the Ministry of Education around big picture learning, I'd be excited to share because we've been doing this work for 30 years now. So we have, as the USAs, we have skin in the game. So if anybody wants to know the efficacy of this learning model, like we can talk about it. So if we could support you in that way, especially with the Ministry of Education, um, because they hold a lot of weight in your country as far as what models of learning get to happen. So if I can be supportive in any way in that realm, I would be really excited to help you in that realm.
Okay.
All right.
Actually, okay. Thanks for today, and have a good evening.
Yeah, thank you so much. Please keep moving forward, okay?
Yeah.
This is really, really, and it warms my heart. Someone all the way from the United States is talking to someone like you're literally talking about what we do in our schools, and to hear that you're trying to do that in your country, it is so inspiring to me. So please, you're gonna run into some challenges.
Oh,
Don't stop, Chia Ying. Don't
yeah.
stop. Yeah, keep going because this is really, really important for your young people, okay?
Yeah. Okay. You need your 30 years experience in this domain one day, I guess.
However you need me, let me know. Send me an email, okay?
Okay.
Okay, my friend. Be well. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye, Kiming.